Imagine waking up in complete darkness. You're cold, you can't move. You try to scream, but your voice is muffled by the wooden walls around you. It's not a nightmare, it's real. You're in a coffin. In the 19th century, thousands feared this exact fate, being buried alive, and shockingly, somewhere. During the 1800s, medicine was still in its earliest stages. There were no heart monitors and no reliable ways to tell if someone was truly dead. Comas, seizures, and catalepsy, where a person could appear lifeless, were misunderstood. Some people were mistakenly pronounced dead, only to awaken inside the coffin too late. Newspapers across Europe and America spread stories of coffins found scratched from the inside, of corpses twisted in agony. Whether exaggerated or real, the panic took hold of the public's imagination. People were terrified. Death was no longer a peaceful end, but a trap. One of the most famous cases was that of Marjorie McCall, buried in Ireland in the 7000s. Grave robbers dug her up to steal her ring, only for her to set up alive. Another chilling tale is of Collins, Illinois, in 1886, where a woman was exhumed and found with torn fingertips and twisted body, signs of someone who tried desperately to escape. Whether these are urban legends or not, they fooled public fear. The line between life and death was disturbingly thin. To fight this fear, inventors got creative or paranoid. They began designing safety coffins. These bizarre devices came with bells, flags, air tubes, and even feeding tubes, just in case the buried dead came back to life. One such invention was the laser spell. A string tied to the corpse's hand would ring a bell above the grave. Graveyard watchmen were hired to listen for them. Another design had a glass window in the coffin, lid and bracing pipe to the surface. If the corpse moved, it would trigger a signal. These were real inventions, and some patterns still exist today. The fear of premature burial didn't just live in graves. It infected books, poems, and even laws. Edgar Allan Poe famously wrote The Premature Burial, a horrifying tale of a man obsessed with being buried alive, only to find himself inside a coffin after a seizure. This fear influenced burial customs, longer wakes, waiting periods, and the requirements of sign of decomposition before interment. People were literally afraid to die, not of death itself, but of what might happen if they were still alive. By the late 19th and early 20th century, medical science advanced, with better understanding of brain activities and heart function. The panic began to fade, safety coffins became obsolete, and the idea of being buried alive shifted from a real fear to a horror story. But even today, the idea still haunts us. Horror movies and nightmares full all came back to this ancient lore of waking up 6 feet underground. So the next time you feel a sudden chill while walking through a graveyard or hear a bell ringing in the distance, remember in the 19th century that bell might have meant someone was still down there screaming. Subscribe for more real horror from history. You'll never sleep the same again.